Shy Yeti.
I love mouses.
How are you? Hope you're fine. This is the Shy Yeti show.
Okay, where you go?
Why have I got horns?
Oh no.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh, there's gonna be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record. Is it metaphorical? Is it deep?
Your show's getting so international, Paul.
Good boy. He's got all that shy is right.
Such a win.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Dean.
I damn it, I done it.
758. Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How you doing? Oh, I'm all right. So, what's this episode going to be about? Well, we've got two guests, and well, one of them you'll recognise, the other one you won't. Except the one you won't, I've actually known longer than the one you... Oh, this is getting confusing. We'll explain all about it when I run the theme music. So, yes, let's do that now.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
My favorite person is here.
Keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The High Life, the Shy Life.
I'll go anywhere but potato.
Delicious.
Hello, Captain.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, have you ever found out my secret? Have you ever?
I love the Yeti test. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat my body weight in crisps.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
It's all gooey and meaty and yum, 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 yum.
It was enormous.
I don't think I'm ready to speak about it.
Here comes the Grizzly.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
It's all wait, it's the game.
Alright, I'm just being an alien. I like that.
Hi there.
Marvelous, Paul.
Okay, so who are the guests? I think I should let them introduce themselves. Maybe the familiar guest should introduce himself first, so the listeners don't get too confused. Step forward, familiar guest.
Hi, I'm familiar guest.
Who are you?
They should know my name.
They should, yeah.
After all this time. I'm
Yeah.
Charlotte Shade.
Oh, no, shush. It's Mateus or Grizzly or man of many voices, all somewhat
There
Polish.
won't be Charlotte today, or Christoph, or Scruffy. No, just me,
Just you, that's fine.
I think.
So our new guest, step forward and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am the new kid in the block. I go by many names. Today's persona is Walter, but I am also Geeky Panda on YouTube, and I would like to keep my original name private. Thank you very much.
It's perfectly fine. On this show, you get followed by all sorts of yoga vampires. Don't you, Grizzly? It's best to remain anonymous.
If there are vampires following, I might as well reveal my real name. I'm really into that.
Oh, cool. Well,
my mind.
We might be able to get you to help us, because we've been dealing with vampires who do yoga for quite a while. Although they're currently resting somewhere in a wood, probably. Anyway, so where should we begin? Well, so you and I have known each other since the noughties when you were
Yeah.
when you were but a boy. Well, not quite a boy, but
I was still
young.
in high school.
Yeah, and I can't remember where we met. Was it on? Was it?
It has to be Facebook.
Yeah.
Because back then I was adding just like anyone so that I could improve my English.
So for sure it was the 90s if there was a Facebook around.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the 90s. He was barely born.
No.
Neither of you were barely born. Well, you're very similar in age, actually. That's just weird.
We are.
There's only a month of difference, I think.
Yeah.
I'm 31 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
you're
how about you?
93.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, same age. Amazing.
It's
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
from
month.
November.
We compared. I compared notes, and yeah, it's like a month different or something. But I was talking to Matthias and saying, "Do you know how old he is now?" And he's like, I don't know. I said, "Well, I'm just going to ask him." And they were like, "How old are you?" But anyway, yeah. So we became friends on Facebook, and you were doing illustrations and things, and I was doing my poetry books, and you offered me some. I can't remember if you offered me particular ones or whether I asked you to do some, or it was a mixture of both. But yeah, and I even sent a copy to. Can we say which country you're in?
Yeah, sure. I'm from Turkey.
Yeah, and
I still have the poetry book to this day.
Yeah. Well, that's how I realized who it was, because so listeners, we over the years we lost contact, and now he doesn't need my help with it. He's better at English than I am.
No way.
But
I mean, we lost touch because Facebook died.
Yeah. But so I'm talking to Matthias one day, and he says, "I'm talking to somebody on Instagram who knows you." And I'm like, "Okay." And we sort of like, well, when, who? And he's like, well, he says he's got one of your poetry books signed, and I'm like, oh, I think, and he's in Turkey. Oh, well, there's only one person that can be, because to start with, I say, who? and it could have been somebody from my dark past, but it was. It was
Is he a vampire?
Yeah, it could have been a vampire. Well, this is the thing. Who knows? But so I was like, oh wow, cool. And
yeah,
and so it's weird that Matthias brought us back together again, because
well, the world is small. I've seen already such a weird combination. Like, my friend from one country was in the relationship with other guy that I was talking to, and then he was in a relationship with his ex from another country, and I was like, how small is this world? Like, everyone knows each other, and then I realized, oh, I know your ex and his ex, which is another ex, and I was like,
your ex is my father.
Like, what the hell? If there are only 10 guys in the world and everyone was ex with someone else?
It's a small crowd, and people are very social.
Yeah, but it's still taken us ages to get back in touch. So yeah, it needed you to be there. You were the magic connection.
And you know how that signed like poetry copy conversation started with Matthias? Like, him and I were like one-upping each other, depending on like what kind of signed products we have, like signed media. I'm pretty sure we started with like Benjamin Cole. Yeah. I was like, oh, I have a signed photo from him. And he was like, I have a signed album from him. Like, I have a signed underwear from him, whatever. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I have a signed poetry book by a dear friend of mine. And he was like, oh, my God, that's like a close friend of mine. And I'm like, I admitted defeat.
It was different. We were arguing, mocking about Benjamin Cole's stuff on one day. And the another day, we were... I was sick, you were sick, so I asked you if you are okay, and then you were, I told you I get sick in London, and you went to visit Paul, and yeah, I even have his poetry book signed. And you said, me too. And I was like, what the hell? I'm not special anymore.
I was
Where
still
do we
bitter
go?
over the last battle because I lost it.
Well, you lost that one too. I was in London twice.
Yes,
I saw your photos together. That's why.
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, you came over twice. And unfortunately, we got sick.
Unfortunately, you came over twice.
No, no.
Unfortunately, I was there. Sorry. I will
That
never
doesn't
come
sound good,
again.
Paul.
Sorry. I mean, unfortunately, we got sick at the end of the second one, but we still had a good time and watched lots of
At
films.
the end, at the beginning.
Well, I don't think you were very good at you were good at hiding it to start with. We were still doing. Well, I was still dragging you around London at the start of it, not realizing probably that you're not one of those people who were like, "Oh, I'm sick. I've got to stay in bed all the time." Well, so we kind of.
Well, I stayed in the bed for the one day.
Yeah, well, we didn't go anywhere in the end at the last day, but yeah, because you came in April, so you haven't come to London in the sun. You've always come to London when it's been like cloudy and cold, and
Isn't it always cloudy in London though?
Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, we did have one sunny day in the April visit
In the whole year.
In the whole year, yeah.
in the 80s.
Well, I don't really like it when it gets too sunny, so I get so it's like, oh, do I have to go?
That's almost never a problem in London, though.
yeah. Have you not been to London yet?
I haven't, but it's raining in Istanbul as well, so I feel like I'm already in London. At least the weather is the same.
It probably came to visit you from here. It's literally been grey sky. I can't remember when there was that last sun.
I actually don't mind the gloomy weather, so I'm quite happy with where I am. No complaints here.
What's the weather like in Poland? This is the weather forecast podcast. We're here. Oh gosh, I can see sun.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh no, he's just turned into a flame. You were the vampire. Yeah, you were the vampire all along.
I'm a wizard, not a vampire.
Okay,
you're the imposter.
you could be a wizard vampire.
Already sus. I've never met a yoga vampire yet. You know?
No, we haven't. We mentioned. Well, that sort of happened before I met you, but they'll come back. We're working towards them coming back. But.
Well, you said they are resting in the wood. I think the wood resting in them.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Is this like a D&D session that I became a part of? Because there's a role play element. I've checked some of your podcasts before I joined this one, so I could catch up with it.
Yeah.
But when I saw the number 750, I kind of gave up on the spot.
It's
Don't worry. I started listening around I think 590.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, we don't if anything, things get repeated so much that it's like if you start a soap opera that's been running for 40 years, you can, for the first week or two, you're trying to get used to characters. But yeah, it should be possible to get. And also there are lots of episodes that are just about different subjects.
You're such a consistent person. I just checked my YouTube the other day, and I still have some of your videos from the Shy Yeti channel favorited. They're like 15 years ago or 13 years ago or something.
No, because I was doing the Shy Yeti on location videos when I would travel around and do my poems, and I really like doing those. And I'm glad that people still watch them because I don't think they're bad for the time. They're sort of they're done. They were sort of done before sort of it became almost like people could make a living out of YouTube. It never even occurred to me for the time and for the sort of basic editing abilities I had. I
remember you were using Windows Movie Maker when you were doing those videos.
Yeah, which I still miss because it was such an easy to use package and. Within say YouTube, it probably looks really basic, but compared to where we had videos at work, the videos that supposedly professional video units did to promote things looked more basic than Windows Movie Maker 15 years ago. And my boss was saying, why can't they do it as good as your standard of video? And I'm like, I don't know. But it's like one of those things where the people who are supposed to do the job have to do the job, even though somebody within the library could have done the job probably better and quicker, but it has to be done the proper way.
Well, but that's the common thing because at my work there's plenty of occasions that I could do something twice better and multiple times faster, but they are like, no, that is someone else's job. Okay, you don't pay me
Yeah,
for that,
people-
so I won't push myself to do it.
People
So
are stuck in their ways. Yeah.
yeah.
So
And with editing videos, when I had my okay, they are still existing, RIP, Nerd Cave and Grota Nerda. But when I was making my videos on YouTube, I didn't use Windows Movie Maker.
no, well, it doesn't really
Because
exist.
it didn't exist anymore. Yeah, but I just Googled what's the most common free program to edit videos, and I just started learning it by myself. And then when I needed particular effect, I just watched a video on YouTube. So it's like not rocket science. I know 20 years ago there was a lot of tutorials, but I bet there was a lot of videos on YouTube how to do things in Windows Movie Maker. So if someone wanted to, he could educate themselves. I'm not saying about you. I'm saying about people at your work.
I remember when I decided to do so I got into podcasting a while before I started doing one. I just listened to a lot of podcasts, and that's how I got linked to Pride 48, which is that gay network in America, the big group of podcasts, and I listened, and then I started appearing as guests on shows, and there was one guy who Grizzly knows, Tess knows, called Toppy, who has his own show, and he's like the American version of me as far as having like crazy plot lines and but also doing the normal episodes. And when I heard his show, I discovered him because I was listening to a horror podcast, and he was a guest talking about a show that I liked, and then I listened to his shows, and he had his own show. He had another show, and I was like, this guy, I need to make friends with this guy. And I sent him an email, and I don't think it got through, and I nearly gave up. And then I tried again, and now he's sort of like, we're such collaborators and have been for almost since we knew each other well by the time I started doing my podcast. But yeah, initially it was like sort of seeking out a friendship because you knew that this guy's a fellow sort of like soulmate sort of thing. And it's weird.
Soulmate.
Very consistent.
Well, I mean, the creative soulmate. Well, you're my creative soulmate too. But he was here before. He was there before. I mean, Walter was here. Was here before everybody. So.
That's true.
No,
like
he was here before the pyramids were built.
Well, I don't know. Maybe who knows? Well, he doesn't. You don't predate my Sutton Park friends from the late 80s and 90s, but you have known me longer than any of the Pride 48 people.
But speaking about crazy plot lines, when you're starting recording a lot of plotline episodes with story going forward, you started living in superposition because you live in now, but in the podcast you're living in the future, but you're still living in the past, and it's starting mixing each other all the time because it's like you recorded it, so you know what's going to happen, but you think it already happened because
Yeah.
you anticipate that episode and it's going to be released in 3 or 4 or 5 months, and you're making episodes so much ahead. So I've got confused so much times.
Well, because you're a listener.
It sounds so confusing.
Well, you're a
Yeah,
It sounds so
like-
complicated.
Yeah, and it's telling me about things, and I'm like, wait, it didn't happen yet? I know we recorded it like 3 months ago. It wasn't aired. I'm
Wow.
super sure I was listening through that episode. No, I didn't.
You were
because
in that
it's not
episode.
edited yet.
You were in it.
Yeah, so that's
Oh.
why, you know.
It's more
So are
complicated.
these like role play sessions?
Yeah, with a lot of improvisation and without sexy nurses or firefighters.
Well, you know, we have. I'm sure we have had sexy nurses. But I was doing some sex.
You gotta keep a written record of everything that took place. That's how you get on top of the confusion.
Well, the thing is, it's more confusing for you that it might the listeners only hear what they hear and they get it when they get it. But
Yeah.
but I mean, the amount of times we've been playing Fortnite, and we've been playing Fortnite, but talking about the podcast, and I start to come up with ideas from quite little things. That's the way my mind works. I get
Mine too.
yeah, but so we're good. We're good. We're a good pair. Well, we ought to say how did Mateus and I meet? Well, we met on an app, and
Sus.
we got chatting.
It's a dating app for vampires.
Bit of dating app for
No,
vampires.
for bars.
Well,
It's called Bloodlust.
and because you were still doing your YouTube. I killed his YouTube channel basically. He was still doing his YouTube.
You were the reason I liked that YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, I keep telling him he should do more.
No. He was the reason I started the English one because I wanted to show him my videos, and when he couldn't watch the Polish one. But yeah, they died pretty fast.
I liked the English channel. The content was really good.
Thank you.
I think it was a review channel, right?
Yeah, it was kind of review channel. The Polish one was more focused on Power Rangers in some point because this was like the source of the views, and people liked those videos. They still harassing me like, when you going to release something? And I'm like, I didn't release anything in a year and a half. Just surrender. If I'm going to be rich, and I'm going to back to YouTube. But
you know that. Matthias, the Power Rangers content was my first exposure to you. Did you know that? Because we have a friend in common. I'm not going to name them because, I mean, maybe they don't want to be in the podcast, but we have a common mutual friend, and he was living with you at the time. I'm sure and then like him and I were talking, like chatting very casually, and he was like, my friend is doing this YouTube channel, and he has this text about a Power Rangers episode that's in Polish, and he wants to translate it. Yeah, he wants to translate it into English. Then I'm like, sure, I'm gonna help it, like send it over and I'll translate it, because I think it wasn't a translation, but it was like a review, like an editorial thing. He said, like, my friend translated it
because he was translating it because he wanted to add subtitles to my videos. As you see, nothing happened with those subtitles. So even
so he translated it. I was going to edit it, and then I looked at it. I thought it was like a 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph thing. When he sent the file, it was like 5 pages or something. And I was like, oh, this is too much. That's how I got to watch your videos first. So that's how him and I met.
I forget about it. And Paul was proofwriting that script too. It was ready to record in English, but then Power Rangers videos were super exhausting, super time consuming, and when I was doing them, I had to download all the Power Rangers episodes from YouTube, then cut the particular scenes from one episode to another, glue it in particular moment in the video, and I didn't have a raw version of it because DaVinci program I was using to editing was
Windows
working.
Mimicry.
It was working not like regular programs on the Windows that they make in a project file and you're just opening it, everything is there. It was working like on iOS system, so it had the files everywhere, and if you move even one slight thing, everything was falling apart. So I couldn't use like project from previous editing and just put the English recording. Because
Was
I
it
thought
like a retrospective video? Was it like a very long project? A video that was going to be very long?
yeah, I think the one you edited was the
It was
shortest
about the
one.
first season. I remember the first Power Rangers season.
Kind of first 3 seasons, because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had 3 seasons, but that one was the shortest one.
Oh, that was the short version?
Yeah, that was the shortest.
Oh my!
Because the second video still have the same amount of pages, even if it was twice shorter season. But then there were videos that was taking over an hour. So they had like 12 or 14 pages of script. So I was standing here for 3 hours recording on my camera. Then battery died. I had to recharge it, record again. So it was super annoying. And editing, it was a pain. Writing the script was taking me 2 or 3 weeks because I had to watch everything on speed up and doing notes all the time where I need something
Like a
to
med
cut later.
student.
Yeah, so it turned into second work. So
And Paul burnt it all.
no, he didn't. It started stressing me because it was giving me deadlines and started. I lost the joy of content and I had to fight it with panic attacks or anxiety because it was like, oh no, they're going to be pissed at me because I didn't release a video in 2 weeks and I didn't play any game. So I was like, okay, I'm cutting it out. If I do something, then I do something. But I don't have a time or power when I work in 8 hours daily. Then I dying on my couch and I'm supposed to do something else. And I enjoy doing podcasts because all the hard work is not my work. I'm just here talking and goofing around. Okay, I have the big impact because I'm giving a lot of ideas.
Paul, when was Matthias included? In the
It
podcast?
was about August 2023, around that time.
Which episode were you at?
Well, this is the thing. He just came on as a one-off guest, really. I mean, that's all I expect. That's all I expected. Because it was just nice to have a new voice, and I thought, oh well, we can talk. He can talk about Funko Pops, and he can talk about
my channel,
your channel, and
you're
stuff.
like, and he still hasn't left.
Well, I sort of, I can't. But did we do some extra material, and then I kind of. Yeah.
You want to go over the files with a cup of coffee? Like, come over.
Well, I think we recorded just my episode of introduction, and then next time we just went straight ahead to Halloween episode, and then where I was meeting all the regular characters.
Yeah, we did an episode where you met all the characters. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was Halloween episode, and then we recorded also Phoenix Festival episode.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember they both had poor quality of my microphone.
Oh,
dude, you gotta divide it into seasons.
Well,
it's daunting.
well, he's so good at improvising that in the Phoenix Festival episode, I think I used to sort of be like, I had the story in my head and I was and he went off on his own little path and we had an extra, which was good, but I was like, wow, this guy is good. He he's taking some initiative, not just sort of.
Because it's like we sometimes have some points like, okay, we're doing this, but we never
roll me a 20.
Yeah. But we never scripting anything, so I didn't know he has an ending in his head, so I was like, okay, I have a perfect ending, so we are going this way. But he started going somewhere
I was
else,
going
and I
another
was
way.
like, yeah, and I
I
was
think
like, oh no, 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 no. This is my time. Now we have include the thing I wanted because it's going to be end. And okay, and he suddenly, oh no, it's going to be a character from Saturn Park that I created 30 years ago, and I'm like, what's the Saturn Park? What the? Who's that guy?
Yeah, well, no, he had been in another episode, so listeners would have known who that character was, but you didn't. So I didn't. He didn't just come out of nowhere. But anyway, but then yes, you've done so. A few months ago, well, when it was last in the summer, there were three guys who came in around the same time, all met on the same app. So there's Matthias and Levi and Gianluca, and they'd all done bits, but they hadn't been dragged on the same journey as Matthias had. Matthias has done so much.
Matthias killed all the other characters to be the sole survivor on the show.
No, well, because of Matthias, we have Charlotte Shade. We can talk about that. Then none of them are around. They cease to exist when we're talking in these sorts of episodes. But Matthias.
And Charlotte was created in Fortnite. Because we were playing the Fortnite and we were messing around like, hey girl, hey, what's up? And then we was like, okay, you have your Bettina and Toppy has his Tappy, so let's create another old lady that's going to be a retired Polish actress.
Yeah.
So we can just
Bettina Dupre
give each other beach fest because they're supposed to be frenemies, and it's supposed to be one episode, and suddenly she's a big plot that's probably going to be crucial in next season. So, well, and there was a baby Grizzly.
Oh, slow down. We have to explain this one by one.
If anyone feels lost listening to this podcast, don't worry, I'm with you right there. Like all of that is gibberish to me.
Well, Bettina is an actress who was like big in horror films in the 60s and 70s, like sort of maybe in Italian horror films, and
like What We Do in the Shadows kind of deal.
I get to play her, but Toppy in America has an old lady character called Aunt Tappy, and we decided as part of working together that they were old friends that fell out, and so they joined up. But now we've got Charlotte, who is the sort of the third friend who neither Tappy or Bettina really liked, because she was very dominant, and they haven't seen her for even longer. But now she's back, and let's just say it went from, we did episodes where Bettina would go to the hairdressers. Oh, there's Charlotte. Bettina would go to the theatre. Oh, there's Charlotte. But they kept bumping into each other, and they'd be all terribly polite to one another, but there'd be lots of bitchy comments, and then you'd maybe hear what Bettina really thought. But something has happened recently where Charlotte has plans, and Charlotte has made things happen so that Bettina actually relies on her now, and now they're in a good place. But Bettina doesn't know that Charlotte isn't being honest and has wicked plans. So,
it's such a creative environment.
And our other character, my other character, Yeti Uncle John, who speaks a bit like this. Yeah, hello, I'm Yeti Uncle John. I'm an ingenious inventor. I made laptops made of cheese because you can use a laptop, but then when you get bored, you can eat the computer.
That sounds like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit.
He's a force of nature, but he started work. He runs a taxi service, and he's sort of become Charlotte's chauffeur, maybe
confidant,
escort. Not quite sure what's happened, but what's going on. But so Charlotte coming in has sort of brought given stuff for Yeti Uncle John to do, because when I'm thinking of stories, I kind of think, okay, this character hasn't had a good story for a while. What could his story? So it's all about the character, not the story, not so much the story, and what character does it fit with? I usually think, okay, what story can I do with Bettina, or what story can I do with? And now the other character that Mateus mentioned is Baby Grizzly.
Another Fortnite baby.
Yeah. Well, we decided to do an episode where, because Cromitty, there's a character called Cromitty who is like a mad scientist sort of character, and he has a laboratory under my flat, and they Yeti Uncle John and Mateus, well, Grizzly were supposedly down in the lab mucking around, and we accidentally turned Grizzly into a baby, and
I heard that voice effect. Like you had some sort of a filter over your voice.
Yeah.
He had the sound of a baby, but he spoke like an adult.
At times, he likes bacon, don't you?
Daddy Papa.
And originally, the idea was that both Grizzly and I got turned into a baby, but then I decided that means that Yeti Uncle John's got no one to really interact with, and it's better to have two incompetent adults trying to look after a baby. And
then I bought that program that modulates my voice in real time. So
and that was the first episode I watched, and I was so confused. I was like, "What's going on?" Because I started the podcast expecting two adults to be talking like in a normal way, but I jumped into the middle of a role play session. I was very confused and lost.
And that wouldn't be the episode I would recommend as a starting point. But,
watching the very last episode wasn't a good idea.
And we sort of had. I just love the idea that Yeti Uncle John was trying to impress Charlotte, and Charlotte mentioned that she liked babies. So Yeti Uncle John spoke to Mateus and said, "Do you mind getting turned into a baby again?" Because he wanted to show up with a baby. I just like the sheer arrogance or like insanity of somebody thinking that's a perfectly normal way to
FBI will be in touch.
Impress somebody. So
you like babies, do you?
Yeah. I've got a friend I can turn into a baby for you. We did the Baby Grizzly thing. It's just a silly idea, but it became a really big thing. And now we were going to finish the plot line, but I so enjoy. It's all part of like the pleasure of the improvisation. I really enjoy having this baby that is that is
that I'm pregnant with.
and we kind of recently came up with an idea where it started, the normal process started to go wrong, but then we went back to the lab and there was another baby in the machine and it wouldn't turn.
My.
So we managed to find another character to give it to who kind of wanted to, who's a very caring lady. So Tallulah.
Well, everyone gets a baby.
Well, Tallulah is looking after Grizzly, and Tallulah's not in every episode. That means we don't have to have baby Grizzly every episode, but he can come back in quite regularly. So this is the thing. We have another character called Hubert, who started off as a barman, and he's played by Toppy, and he's a really grumpy, rude character. And I love being insulted by him because he's very blunt, but he's polite blunt.
Don't worry, we don't kink shame here.
No, I think maybe this is like therapy for me. I didn't realize that.
Paul, it's okay. It's okay. You're free to enjoy whatever you like.
And now Hubert, we made Hubert sort of, Yeti Uncle John lives in the magpie hut, which is like not part of the house. It's like Yeti Uncle John keeps magpies because he couldn't keep pigeons because that's far too conventional. He has to keep magpies, which are like squawky.
No.
And
I remember the Halloween episode when I was meeting everyone and Paul was like, "Oh, let's go to Magpie Hut to Yeti Uncle John," and I was like, "What's magpie? What's magpie? What is this? I don't know what that word." And I was digging my translator, and I was like, "What? Okay, let it be."
I don't know what magpie is either. Is it like some sort of like a crumpet?
No, it's a bird. It's a bird like a crow.
Oh, okay.
But it's black and white.
I was as lost as you are.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, they have pie."
What's a magpie? Is it like a crumpet?
It would be nice. I mean, the word pie, but we did an episode when Hubert moved to this area supposedly, and we were trying to find somewhere he could live, and every person he visited, or of the regular characters, he would be really he said to one lady, "Oh, were you born that ugly?" and all that sort of thing. And obviously she wasn't going to take him in as a tenant. So the only person that could live with that rude man was Yeti Uncle John, because the insults bounce off him. He's like, no, he doesn't really realise that Hubert doesn't like
just
him.
Carefree.
Yeah, and so that was a character that started off small, and I was going to kill him off at one point, and then I'm like, oh, I can't, because I enjoy interacting with him too much. So.
No, it's not that kind of a series, is it? Where people die.
Well, again,
we can just say they went to America.
Well, we
just found a work opportunity and get them off the show.
Well, with Mateus and I just did a big episode 750, which ended up with a big explosion at the end.
Bang.
And I can say that because by the time I edit this episode, it will have come out. But I had to contact Toppy and say,
"You see, you already live in the future."
You see, yes, you're in about January or February by the time this episode comes out, because I'm still behind on my Christmas. At the time of recording, it's still 2024, and I'm still struggling to get the Christmas episodes out. But I had to call Toppy up and say, "Do you have any good explosion sound effects, because everything I've got is a bit, this is a big episode. I want a good explosion at the end." And he sends me 3 explosions and says, "Well, you can always layer them and make it into one really big explosion." So this is what
you should have made one with your own mouth, so it will be very authentic. It's like poof, bam, 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 like a very low effort one.
I have done that before now. Because did I used to tell you about Sutton Park back when we talked years ago, that I'd made a TV series in the 90s, just an amateur, just me and a video camera, friends. I
remember a show that you did, like a Yeti in the woods or Yeti in the garden. It sounds like a porn title, but
well, it might have, because I did do a reboot of it around 2010, and that was in a garden. That was like. When I started doing the other videos, I thought, well, I could revive, because all of the Sutton Park from the 90s is on old-fashioned camcorder tape, and it's all now.
Remakes are so on these days. Remakes are so hot.
It's all digitized, and some of it is on YouTube now. But
it's a full HD with the Rumble support.
Yeah, of course. And but yeah, around the time I was starting making the poetry videos, I thought I'd bring back Sutton Park, and but I was unsure about like copyright on music, so I decided all the music in at least the first couple of episodes was just me going.
That's an authentic touch to it. I wouldn't mind hearing that.
I couldn't get copyrighted for it because it was just me making silly noises in my. But now,
or you can just put like a text on the screen that says "disappointed sound effect here," so people can just like play whatever they like, or they can just imagine it.
Yeah.
One more thing about podcast.
Yes.
A lot of people were thinking we are scripted.
Oh, we were. Yeah, people have thought we were scripted, which shows that we're.
That just shows how good you are.
Yeah.
See, it's a natural chemistry.
Well, the thing is, certain guests I've had have said to me, "Can you do me a script?" My friend in Italy, we well, sometimes we do a mixture of things. He teaches me Italian and I do it badly, not on purpose, just because I'm bad. And we play two ghost characters, and I've scripted our scenes. So some episodes do have scripted bits with improvisation around it, but no, Mateus doesn't need scripts. So.
People can just not
you don't
get
like
how
me
good you
enough
are.
to make me a script.
Well, it takes a long time.
There's one way to look at it.
Yeah, it's always so pessimistic. I'm
going to my mother.
I'm going to my mother. Well, yeah.
In the baby form or like in the adult form?
Yeah, which form are you going?
I can do both now. I'm cloned.
Yeah.
So you see, you have a script now.
But we wouldn't be able to do as much recording as we do if I had to script everything. But we've sort of caught up with everything we recorded over the autumn, and now we're sort of ready to start moving on with the next stage of the story. I don't know what happened to me last year. I still released an episode a week, or it balanced out an episode a week. But previous years, I've managed to do like double that. And considering I don't have a day job anymore, you'd think I'd be doing more if rather than less. I mean, I have been doing like Italian lessons, and I have been doing like AI music stuff, but mostly in the parts of the day that I wouldn't be editing anyway. So I don't know. I mean, I have had rheumatism type things, so maybe that slowed me down a bit. I don't know.
You also professionally create explosion sound effects with your mouth.
I know, yeah, which is actually becoming my main form of income. Yeah, it looks like it's the way forward for 2025. But yeah, so we're not too far. I mean, we did do the Valentine's episode when you were over, but you've had a sleep during that a bit.
I was sick.
You were sick, yes. We just thought we'd because
he was jet lagged for a 2-hour fight.
But
I'm jet lagged. Maybe it's just 2 hours.
When Mateus comes over, the first time he came over, we did a diary episode of the trip. You know, just us doing what we were doing. But we also did at the same time a fictional diary episode so we bumped into the characters. This time,
Patreons only.
Well, I decided there wasn't so much difference between reality and fiction. So this time we just did a diary episode, and if fictional characters popped in, that was fine. And we went to the British Museum on one of the days, and because of my rheumatism, I can't I don't walk around a whole museum. It's a bit much for me. So I found myself a base, and it was just full of school trips and people wandering around. And Mateus went off and looked around, and I just sat there. And nobody was paying attention to me, so I just sat there doing recordings of Yeti Uncle John. No, but I was happy to do it. But I was sitting there playing all the characters amongst people circulate. Only with my phone, just sort of nobody could really hear what I was saying, or they just looked like I was having a phone call. But I think it came out really well, just making stuff
Paul
up.
is like Ermac for Mortal Kombat. He is one, but within him there are many. Are you familiar with the Ermac character?
That sounds about right, though.
So you guys do role play sessions. Are there any type of like podcasts do you do? Like, do you do Fortnite sessions or like watch-alongs?
No.
We haven't done that. Although
Fortnite session?
we have done
We
Fortnite.
had.
Yeah, but only like a 20-minute section or something. Because the way we do.
That was the beginning of us, so
Yeah.
we still didn't have much plot lines or characters, so it was like, oh, we're playing every day, so let's record playing in Fortnite.
Yeah, I do Yeti Uncle John playing Fortnite with Mateus and Tina
it was
playing.
still my beginnings of Fortnite, so
Yeah,
it was lame.
and
I asked Paul about like video games, and like I asked him if he plays anything, and when he said Fortnite, I was like kind of taken back because it's kind of like a competitive game, and I wouldn't take Paul to be that kind of a person. Then he mentioned to you, and then I was like,
yeah. Well, I'm not competitive, but the reason I started playing Fortnite.
I mean, the game is competitive.
Yes, and I'm not. But there are lots of people who take it very seriously. I started playing with two friends of mine who are also on the show, Warren and Troby, and during the pandemic, that I used to watch them on Twitch playing it, and I kind of was like. I got to the stage where I kind of like to play as well, but not because of the fighty stuff, really. I like the fact you can dress as a rabbit, like a rabbit with a machine gun, or one of our...
Or Mariah Carey.
Yeah, yes. But I like the fact that it's quite legitimate to play Fortnite and hide in a bush for half the game, so that the numbers go down. Then you can come out when there's less people to have to fight.
It's or strategy.
Or you can just sort of, if there's a helicopter or a spaceship or whatever.
I prefer Bloodbath.
Yeah, he drags me into fights a lot.
Fitting for a vampire.
Yeah, he definitely drags me in, and sometimes we fight over like weapons that have been. I'm like, just a minute.
Do you play your characters during a Fortnite match and forget that you're in a game?
We haven't
happened.
Yeah, we did a couple of times, but we only did it because the podcast sort of evolves over the years, slightly different structures. At the moment, when we do the story episodes, I kind of like, we might do it might be like 20 minutes of story, and then I'll say, well, listeners, we've got to go and get in a taxi and go to so and so. So whilst we're doing that, why don't you listen to something else? And the something else will be maybe a 20-minute chat I've done with my mum, or 20-minute chat I've done with I guess where that was all we had time for was 20 minutes. So these little things like the Fortnite games and quizzes. So even in the story episodes, you'll get some more normal type elements. But yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes we had like an idea for a quick sketch that's supposed to take us 15 minutes, and it turned into an hour and a half. So there was no place for such stories inside.
And one of the ones we did, we had an episode where Patina was being stalked. And it was quite a sort of a busy episode because there were lots of things. Baby Grizzly was there. There was stuff with Charlotte. There was stuff with, but there was a storm going on in Poland, wasn't there, in real life? And it was making the connection.
I love that you have to specify that in real life.
Yeah.
And that was the one and the only episode we were recording around 10 p.m.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Well, we got near the end, and then the internet just went down your end. And then unfortunately when
I was power out.
Yeah, and when I went back to
Friday evening.
When I went back to listen to the recording, it wasn't good. It wasn't really. I wasn't really happy with that going. So I sat down. I could hear it all, so I had to sit down and write detailed notes from the episode because what we'd done was what I wanted to do, but it wasn't usable. So I sat down and wrote detailed notes, and then a few weeks later we sat down and recreated it. And I sort of say, well, the next scene is that one where we talked about this. But when the power went down, I was in the middle of a very dramatic sort of where the character was being confronted by the stalker, and I was really acting my socks off. But then suddenly I was like, well, where's the other character? Where's he gone? He's got the line had dropped.
It's a perfect cliffhanger. You gotta cut the show right there and then. What more do you need? It's authentic. It's realistic. Like roll the cameras.
I hate cliffhangers.
Well, we would. You're on the wrong show if you don't like cliffhangers, Mateus. We're all about the cliffhanger.
It's like Lady Gaga recording her music clip. Lady Gaga recording her music clip, and it starts raining, and it's like, we got free reign. record that shit.
Yeah, we're very much in that vibe. But
yeah, improvisation doesn't only happen in role playing; it happens with the production process too.
well, years ago in Sutton Park, the listeners will have heard this one, but I had a character who was supposed to be a robot, but all you ever saw was like one of those. I don't know if you ever had. I mean, it's more my childhood than yours probably, but it was like a plastic robot hand that just grabbed and.
Yeah, of course, they're still around.
Still around. Yeah, well, I don't know, because the one I was using was a toy that I got. Well, with Sutton Park, I used to go to like shops with cheap props, and that was the whole vibe of the show.
Yeah, £1 shop.
Yeah. It was perfect. So the robot, you saw the robot's hand, and in the middle of the scene, so I was doing a scene, and in the mid, and you just saw it from the point of view of the camera. It was very much sort of point of view, or it was supposed to. A lot of it was supposed to be like I was a cameraman, and it was like in the style of Blair Witch, but we were before Blair Witch. But anyway,
the true inspiration to Blair Witch.
I'm not sure. I don't think they wouldn't have been able to see us because there was no YouTube. But the robot closes the door, and all his fingers snap off and fall on the floor in the middle of the scene.
No.
And I could have just sort of like, turn the camera off. But instead, my mind immediately worked, and I kept on filming, and the robot went into the room where another character was and said, "Oh, I've just been attacked by this character. They broke my fingers." So the viewers would know that wasn't the case, but it was all part of the manipulation, and it was. But yeah,
it happens a lot in filming, doesn't it? Like characters just say random stuff and they bounce off of each other, and at the end, what they get is very genuine. And although it's not scripted, it's still very funny.
Sometimes I think, I mean, the stuff that I do with Toppy as well, where we're bouncing off each other. Even if we wanted a script, I couldn't have script. And I do like doing writing, but I couldn't have made a script that was as good as some of our improvisations.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, darling, it's fine.
Oh my, very posh. It's like when we talked about Flamina Kunk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how much of that is scripted and how much of it is, genuine on the spot thinking?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there is a lot of. They often say. I was watching a documentary about the actress Diana Rigg, who died a few years ago. She was in like Game of Thrones, and but in the 60s she was in the show The Avengers, not the comic Avengers, but the detective show. And in the documentary, she was saying, "Well, we used to have a script, but I would talk with my co-star, and we'd often sort of improvise stuff that was better than the script." And, so it happens a lot, and I know
it's a revision process of its own. It's a form of revision that happens on the spot.
I know, particularly in Doctor Who, with Tom Baker in the 70s, he was often changing things at short notice as they were recording.
70s. I wasn't even a sperm cell in my
neither
nuts.
Neither of you were. I was only little in the 70s. Well.
How old were you in the 1990s?
In the 1990s, I would have been 20 in 1993.
Okay.
So I was born in 73.
Yeah, we're hitting big numbers together.
Yes, we are.
41 together.
Yeah, because your birthday is 7 days after mine. Is that right? Did I get it right this time?
6 days.
6 days. It's because you had your party on the 17th. I've got it stuck in my head.
I didn't. I had my birthday. My party on the 15th.
Oh, that's right. You had your party on the 15th. You travelled to me on the 17th.
You cannot improvise out of that predicament, Paul.
Yeah,
we can't.
And it's not first time.
You're caught big time.
Oh no!
How dare you?
we've talked a lot about the things that we've done.
This is like a recap episode of your podcast. Like, if there are newcomers, this is like a very beginner-friendly episode.
I didn't think we were going, but I thought we'd also talk about, or you two would talk about, the things that you've got in common and the things that you both like that you talk about, like the manga stuff. And you tell the listeners.
Yeah.
Let the kids talk.
Yeah.
Whatever you got going on, like whatever the young kids are doing these days.
You're going to be the one.
Your Gen Zs and your TikToks and stuff.
Yeah. Now you're going to be the one that is confused.
I'm not that much into manga. Like, I've read it, but I'm not like an avid reader. But I've done YouTube myself for a very long time, for like 13 years. I had my content in Turkish. Then I recently switched back to my English channel.
Yeah.
You know, I do geek stuff. Like, my channel content is very similar to Matthias's one, where I do like unboxings and stuff. But I basically do like reaction videos, whatever I feel like. I don't see it like a full-time thing. Yeah. Just do it for fun.
I discovered when we started talking again that I asked about your YouTube channel, and I went on, and I've been a subscriber all this time, at least to one of them. Yeah, and yet YouTube never told me that you were doing regular video.
I'm not very active on there, which I'm sure affects the YouTube algorithm. They really push out the most marketable channels. It's nothing new, but but I've been there, you've been there.
Lately, I just discovered that YouTube is super random, because when I'm going on my feed, there are usually some random stuff that I've never subscribed or watched or anything, and I'm like, why do you show me that? Okay, I might be interested in that subject because I'm watching a lot of gaming stuff, but it's like, it's too random. I don't want to see that in my feed. I want to get notifications about videos from channels I'm subscribing. There is a reason I subscribe.
No, they really need to do better about their video recommendations.
Yeah,
like
YouTube.
Although I find with music, it's been really helpful for me because I've always loved music, and I always used to buy a lot of music, and then I don't know, maybe in the mid-teens, the style of I like indie stuff, but I also love sort of electro pop type stuff, and I think in the mid-teens everything got a bit minimal again. I like lots of things going on in the song, and I kind of was buying less and less. And then a friend of mine started saying, "Oh, you might like this, you might like this," and now we recorded a podcast just the other night. We did our top 24 for 2024, and they were all songs that came out in 2024. And but now YouTube knows what I've been listening to. This year it started suggesting bands I never heard of or singers I never heard of, and I said to my friend Adam, I'm sort of running free now. I'm not reliant on you letting me know. YouTube's telling me stuff now as well. So, and I was
telling it's almost like it's almost like Google ad recommendations. Like, you buy a toilet seat once, and you see toilet seat ads for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And for audio listeners who do not have any visual to go on, like, I can see Paul's camera feed, and behind him there's like a massive stack of which I assume are music CDs.
Yeah, they are.
So I think he knows his stuff.
Yeah. Well, if I turn the camera the other way, there'd be Blu-rays and DVDs. Well, Mateus has been in my flat. He's seen those. He's nearly been crushed.
Rumor has it he cannot still find his way out. He's still stuck there somewhere.
Well, I'm the worst librarian when I was a librarian, because at work everything had to be in order. My DVD collection, my CD collection is like chaos, because I mean, there are sort of like, the horror is sort of there, the Doctor Who is sort of together over there, but I'm not the sort of person who would sit down and like watch Doctor Who from the beginning. I would almost like to watch a series backwards just to be different, because I don't.
I know. Routine. You improvise when you watch.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff I watched over Christmas was just kind of random stuff I saw and thought, I haven't seen that one for ages.
Do you have your collection alphabetized?
Oh no, that would be far too.
Okay, as long as you're not that specific, I'm all right.
No, it is very sort of.
I know some people do that, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, and also when my flatmate's here, he sometimes is watching stuff of mine and changing things around. So even when I think I know where something is, it may not be there because it might be in his bedroom, and yeah, it's all very complicated. But
I color coordinate my collection. Like I have a big pile of video games behind me. You cannot really see it, but I like to look at the spine of the content, like DVD box. And okay, whites go here and the blacks go here. It's much of an easier process.
is there anything else? What other things do you? Well, I got into trouble because I haven't finished watching Death Note, which
We are not going to talk about Death Note.
That sounds like
Death Note is probably the first anime I finished too, but I finished it when I was back in high school, so I feel like you're.
Late.
It is surprising that you stayed unspoiled up until now.
I didn't know anything about it until
it's his first anime.
Yeah, I mean, was it you who told me about it first? I knew
it's a really good starting point too. Like it's a very good recommendation for a person who just starts watching anime.
Yeah, I was recommending it to a lot of people, and they watched it no matter on the age. And I think I watched it when I was 15, so I was in my secondary school.
Same.
And I knew my friend in Italy also liked things like that, and I mentioned
Which episode are you at, Paul? In Death Note?
Pretty much the last episode.
21?
Around the time of the end of the first season, but I thought I had seen the last episode.
21, 22, somewhere there.
Okay. It is, I believe, before the time skip, isn't it? Right at the time skip, okay. So who do you like more? I really want to ask. Because this is a most popular question that doesn't involve any kind of spoilers. Are you Team L or Team Kira? It's like Team Jacob or Team Edward.
I switch between the two. I mean, I'm not sure. I can be one day. I can be one day and one the other. What about you guys?
Yeah, Matthias.
I'm Team Misa.
Team Misa. I'm Team Kira, all the way. I never even hesitated.
I mean, if I get Death Note in my hands, I would exploit it so hard it would end in a week, so...
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if Shinigami can restock Death Note if I end
Yeah,
up with
the
those
thickness
pages.
of the Death Note is not impressive at all. Like I want something thicker.
Yeah, I think it has like 32, maybe 64 pages. So
Did it grow
it's
back?
super weird that they are taking ages, literally
go
a few,
through the
few
pages,
years
yeah.
to
Also, they're
fulfill it. And never
tearing out
end.
pages and stuff as well.
Yeah,
Do they grow
yeah. So
back?
it's
Yeah.
like never-ending sheet.
Like a
Maybe
panda?
it grows pages every day.
I think
Like we don't
maybe.
really notice it, but maybe like it grows new pages.
I think that.
Or the old pages get blank after some time, but
Yeah.
don't know if because if you see the Ryuk at the beginning, he has super big book at his belt that looks like a book, not like a note. It's a book, so don't know.
Yeah. That book, Death Note Plus.
Yeah,
The
premium.
next thing you know, the Death Note service is going to be a subscription model.
Yeah, subscribe for more pages.
If you wanna, if you pay £5 more, you get double the pages every month with your purchase.
Oh, so I have anime-related question. Have you seen Evangelion?
Me?
Yeah.
I watched one episode.
Okay, that's a lot. But you know, it's a big series and it's like
Of
classic from
course.
90s.
Yeah,
And
of course.
you can skip TV series, watch movies are better and don't going to break your head and have more sense. Anyway, now Japanese McDonald's has super big collaboration with Evangelion, and they are yeah, they made the whole ad with it, but also you have toys, kinda Transformers, like the cup, the cheeseburger, and pack of fries that transform into Evangelion.
No way. That's so creative. And that's the most Japan thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and I've seen first those toys, and I was like, no way, it's AI. And today I think on Instagram or Facebook I've just seen the ad, and I was like, okay.
Man, anything is possible when it comes to Japan.
Yeah, but you know that's a series that was running in the 90s. Okay, they made a movie like few years ago.
I think there's also a remake, isn't there?
Yeah, the
Remake
movies
of
were
the
the remake. Videos were the remake movies. There are 4 movies, and I think last movie was released maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
I think it's on. I think Evangelion is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. It
recall
should be,
correctly.
because on Polish one is for sure. So if it's there, so maybe on yours.
I do have a Crunchyroll subscription, and I do have a Prime, which is going to run out very soon. But yeah,
I had Crunchyroll for a second only to finish Digimon 2020.
I'm still watching it. Digimon is amazing. I'm at the 3rd season. I'm watching Digimon Tamers. I'm at like around episode 22. Digimon is everything to me.
I hated Tamers. I was enjoying Frontiers. Frontiers?
For audio listeners, I'm shocked. I'm gutted right now.
I mean, Tamers were okay with being the darker series, but I didn't like the way everything Digimon's digivolved and the whole mechanic, and well, I'm team Digimon Adventures or Frontier.
One of my favorite things in life was when, I'm sorry to interrupt you, is when Japanese people pronounce English words. So in that anime, most of the time there's a phrase called like card slash.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite thing when Japanese people pronounce English words. So they go like kado slash or kado slash.
Yeah, they doing the
when they do it, I repeat it with them. It's so campy. I love it. So I cannot bring myself to hate Tamers. I'm sorry.
When I was watching Fairy Tail, they ruined my mind because there are 12 zodiac keys, and when there was a Pisces, they were like Pisces. And
Pisces-sama.
No, they were Pisces, and I was like, okay, so this is how I should pronounce it in English. And I didn't know it should be Pisces. So.
No, the English pronunciation has to be very off. so that it sounds beautiful. Like in one of the recent animes, like one of the contemporary ones, Freer and Beyond the Journey's End, one of the main characters is called Strike, and the character is just pronounced as Straku.
Yeah.
So I repeat it to myself each time. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So yeah, Digimon.
Kanfa.
Straku-sama.
Yeah. But I never finished the Frontier Digimons. But
Frontier is the one with the chubby guy.
Yeah.
That's why you like it.
No, I like the idea that kids transform into Digimons instead of having their partners.
I'm disappointed that the chubby guy doesn't turn into like a Snorlax looking monster though.
He was a beetle. Well, but I'm Team Adventure. I'm Team Adventure, and
Paul is completely lost right now.
Okay, I'm allowed to be. I mean,
yeah.
We put you through the stories of the podcast today, so I'm allowed to not know as well.
So,
I just waiting for the last movie to get in Poland in some pirate place because they made the Kizuna one. I'm not sure
I haven't seen that one. The last one I watched was Try.
Okay. So then there is a Kizuna, which is supposed to finish everything, but it only finished like the adventure part. There is going to be one more movie for Adventure 2 for the second generation.
I'm watching the 2020 remake of the Digimon Adventures first season, though. I'm familiar with it. It's like it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that movie that is going to out is not going to be movie for Digimon 2020. It's going to be for Digimon 02 Adventure.
And that's the second season.
The 2020, it was pissing me off because, the Super Hard Leaf focus.
They changed a lot of things. A lot of
everything.
things. It's like everything. It's not even a remake. It's almost like a reimagining. Yeah. I think it's a reimagining.
All the Digimons have multiple Digivolutions, so.
I haven't made it that far into that anime. I think I've only watched like 9 episodes.
But the most pissing me off thing in that is like when you have Wargreymon or Metal Garurumon, they just have super animations that are consistent with each other. And the rest has and I think I was telling you that on Instagram one day, the rest has just bloops like, let's fast carry some screens, etc. So they just made the Digivolution for 2 main characters, and the rest is...
We talked about that, yeah. Digivolution sections, like that section is supposed to be super hype. It's what makes the character of the anime, and the fact that they
transformation
run
Power
past...
Rangers.
Yeah, it is when they rush past it, the series loses a lot of characters, so I can definitely see your point. So Paul is watching Death Note. Are you watching any other anime, Paul?
Not yet, but I'm up for it. Yeah, I bought the Blu-ray set of Death Note. It was just the easiest way to me to see it. So I've got it for keeps as well.
So Matthias, which anime would you make Paul watch when he finishes Death Note?
I was thinking about Code Geass.
Code Geass. Cool anime.
Yeah, and it's still very approachable because even if you hate mecha, it's still more about psychological thriller fight.
It's kind of similar to Death Note too.
Yeah. That's why I making it as a follow-up series. I would say Trinity Blood. But the problem with the series is this is great, but it has only 24 episodes and gets cancelled. So there is no point in get annoyed because there is no continuation. Yeah, you could read manga, but get the manga today. So no, it's not the series I would push. And maybe Evangelions, but the one on Prime, the movies, not the TV series. Because TV series, like, you watching it and there is a ride in the elevator, and this scene is super awkward because they are not talking to each other, and they riding that elevator for 5 minutes. It's exactly 5 minutes of the anime. Like, you wasting 5 minutes of the episode for ride in elevator to make it even more awkward.
Yeah, they didn't do any improvisation.
Yeah.
No improvisation was going on there. I was going to ask, like, if you guys watched any. I think you mentioned watching Ghibli movies together. Have you?
Nothing.
That's
I mean,
Studio
what, we
Ghibli.
haven't. Yeah, I've watched Studio Ghibli with my former flatmate. I think he pretty much introduced them to me.
No,
Is that one of your? Are they your favorite? I mean, are they favorites of yours?
no, not really, because like they're the most common ones, the most popular
Yeah.
ones. That's why I'm asking. I mean, the ones that I really like right now are like Freya and Beyond Journey's End, because it's like very substantial. I loved it a lot. Another one that I really like is Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, but that's also very popular too. So Dandadan is very popular these days. A lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it one day, but
I only watched one episode again. But yeah, lots of series.
I mean,
the good thing about anime, Paul, is that you can find your own niche. There are so many different series that you can find something that you like.
I think
the normal one, the ecchi one, the big boobs, 20,000 years old dragons that look like 6 years old, and their boobs are bigger than their heads.
Paul is definitely interested now.
I mean, I think instinctively, I do like things that are a bit obscure, or sometimes I get into something that's very obscure when I first discover it, and then 20 years later, Tim Burton's made a movie of it. But I remember I was into it when not many people knew about it, sort of thing. So I like the things that are less mainstream if I can find. So I ought to get into the.
They need to make a Doctor Who anime for you.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
well, there were Marvel's anime, and they were pretty good, like Wolverine or Iron Man. I think I watched only Iron Man, but I liked it.
There's also a film called Batman Ninja, where Batman goes to Japan in the Edo period, I think.
And now you even have Suicide Squad.
In anime format.
Yeah, it's isekai.
I know.
And isekai is the genre of anime when the character is getting teleported in the another world. Usually they are die and they reincarnate, but not always.
Just like Baby Grizzly.
No, it's still in real life.
That's because you're immortal, though, as a vampire, baby.
Would you be a vampire slayer, or would you be a vampire supporter if you were a character?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Team Edward. I want to be a vampire admirer. I want to be bitten by one and turn into a vampire.
I wonder if we can do it.
I want to be werewolf.
Well, we could. I can make it happen for both of you. We can do this. We can do this another time. You can return as a come on through to the fictional world next time.
I can come. Okay, I'm hooked. Bring me to the other side.
Matteo said to me, baby steps. Don't ask it. Don't ask him into the weirdness straight away.
Yeah, I was invited into another like D&D session the other day, and I told the person I'm like I would love to be interested, but it all sounds so complicated to me, very uncharted waters. So I wouldn't know what to do.
But you could listeners don't listen. We don't. Well, you can listeners. You can listen because that's what you're here for. But we're just throwing a few ideas around. So you could be a character who turned up, and you're going on about vampires, and we don't immediately realise that you've actually come to the area because you want to meet them because you want to be one. That would be, and maybe we're trying to stop you. I mean, or try and protect you.
I can be a character. Yeah, I can be a character that represents any new person that joins your live stream. So, like a character who has no idea what's going on.
That's
so
fine.
All the characters in the anime constantly give him explanations regarding to what's going on.
Well, we'd introduce you slowly, but yeah, cool.
I feel like I'm signing up to a cult. This is scary. Like, is that the Church of the Gospel or like what was it?
That's right. I'll send you my PayPal details.
The Church of the Vampire. Send us a blood sacrifice to sign up.
Well, Grizzly gets to enact his Harry Potter fantasies, don't you? Really, by being a wizard and having magical powers and stuff.
You see, Harry Potter universe is one I'm quite familiar with. I'm playing the video game, watched the films, read the first two books.
I just got 4 books of Harry Potter for my Christmas present because I have like classic edition of all 7 books and I read them. And now in the Poland, for a few years ago, they started releasing edition of particular houses. So
Oh yeah? I got the whole books signed by Benjamin Cole. You see, that's exactly how our one-upping started. Like
I've got a signed poetry book by Yeti.
Yeah.
All of my copies of my Yeti books are signed.
Yes, so now I have 2 complets of Harry Potter, and I going to reread because I was waiting for having all the Hufflepuff edition. All the books before I start reading it again.
Are you a Hufflepuff? Of course you are.
Yeah, I am Hufflepuff.
Can you guess my house? Have I told you? No, I haven't.
It's Hufflepuff.
No, of course it isn't. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't ask you to guess it if it was Hufflepuff. I would have just been like, "Oh my god, me too."
But you are pure Hufflepuff.
No, I'm not. That's not what the test thinks.
Don't speak about tests. I was 12 times Gryffindor, 8 times Slytherin, and once Ravenclaw.
Then you are not Hufflepuff, then.
I am Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuffs are known for their inconsistencies, but whenever I did the quiz, both on Pottermore and also in the video game Hogwarts Legacy, I consistently get the same results. So I'm quite confident in my house.
In Hogwarts Legacy, I landed in Hufflepuff.
I did. I think my niece.
There you go.
My niece did do years ago. There is an episode where I did do a test with my niece, but I can't remember what my results were. But
have you taken the test, Paul?
Yeah, I think I did.
Have you got your vaccination shot?
I'm not sure what my result was. Anyway, you haven't told us what Mateus, you got to guess.
Yeah, I'm not just going to tell you guys.
Slytherin?
No. Oh my god, you're so bad at this.
If you say Gryffindor, I'm just disconnecting.
I mean, you got 50% chance after 2 guesses.
Okay, Ravenclaw.
That's true. I'm a Ravenclaw.
I still would put you in in Hufflepuff.
I would say 3rd time's the charm, and your Ravenclaw guess was the accurate one. I think I'm quite... Okay, you think I'm a Hufflepuff? Why? Because just because I'm wearing yellow?
No!
That's so superficial of you. How dare you? I identify this as blue.
Because of the vibe.
I was going to introduce my pronouns at the beginning of the show. I go by he, him, so thank you. Anyway. Okay, tell me. I want to know, though. I want to know, like, what about my vibe that, like, rubbed you off into Hufflepuff? Yeah. I consider Hufflepuff to be, like, an insult to my character. No, I'm joking.
How dare you?
No, you are similar. We were going so well. Now it's going to be a fight.
Hey, no, you got to spice things up so that we are approaching to the cliffhanger.
Yeah, we have fight.
Yeah, we got to, like, catfight, and right at the heart of it, we gotta be like, okay, that's where we cut off.
Yeah.
How dare you call me a Hufflepuff? Slaps.
I have a lot of Hufflepuff things.
That's very unprofessional and it's very unethical.
We went to
You can even can see now Hufflepuff jumper. There.
we were and very smart. You looking at it too. You look like a bee. We went all the way to.
Even have a cloak.
We went to King's
I
Cross.
can't believe I'm being subjected to this. Watch on to find out how Walter deals with this trauma on the next episode.
Well, talking about that, we usually go away and come back, so I think I should probably say thank you to you both, and it would be good to get you both back. Well, obviously, Grizzly's definitely coming back because he's like pretty much my co-producer these days. But yes, I hope we can do more, and thank you for your time.
I don't know, listeners. Do you want to have me back? Let us know. Let the host know.
If you are not from Hufflepuff, I have second thought.
I can't believe the amount of disrespect that I'm seeing. Ravenclaws, back me up.
You're lucky.
Sign up to Paul's Patreon.
You don't even have your special quest line in the Hogwarts Legacy.
And you're not, and he's not a Scorpio, is he? Like us guys. You're very into your Scorpio gang.
My house room is very chill, though. I love the vibes.
Can't believe we managed.
Cactuses dancing.
I can't believe we've had this episode without Dealey arriving. Probably now I've said his name, he'll probably arrive.
Paul, you got to take the test. It's the responsible thing to do. Don't you want to be tested?
I can do it again because it's been a while since I last was tested. So
I assign him as Hufflepuff.
Okay.
That's not how it works. The disrespect.
Well, listeners, I think we should tiptoe away whilst they're discussing things and
where's my manager?
Gosh, right, listeners.
I've never been disrespected more.
Oh no!
Call the police! I call the police on you. My accent changes when I get angry.
Goodbye, listeners. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Yeah, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Wow. Really? No kidding.
Thank you, darling, and you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, that sounded good.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
That is so cringe, oh my god. You're a man of culture as well.
I think we should do a little trial run. We should see how you react to certain people. So I'm going to bring Yeti Uncle John in now, and he just wants to say hello. Hello. Oh, hello.
Hey, Daddy.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Now
I'm sorry, that was very sexy. I couldn't.
Look, I'm perfectly I just, well, you know, I'm very flattered.
He stutters. That's sexier.
I'm very flattered. Who is this gentleman? Well, you know, you have to speak to him, you think, John. He's a new guest.
I am Madame Turquoise. I run a bathhouse in Turkey.
Oh, I think I might speak there. I did many years ago. I lived in Turkey, and I was well, not just there was turkey, chickens, and oh no, I think that was when I worked in a farm.
Oh my dear, the turkey talk is so yesteryear. I can't put this. Why is the Turkish accent a Russian accent? Or is that a Polish accent? I don't know.
For sure not Polish.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be quite a handful, I think. I mean, they have really had an argument this episode. What? Oh, it's Grizzly. Hello, Grizzly. Hello.
Hey, it's Uncle John.
Hello. Who's this guy then? Oh, no, sorry, he's here. He's listening. I don't understand this Zoom thing. Oh, well.
Hey, Grizzly, does Uncle whatever swing both ways?
I'm fluid.
He's occupied with Charlotte.
I'm fluid.
You'll prove it?
I'm fluid. I'm fluid.
No, you said I'll prove it. Come on now, don't play it off.
Well, we're live on camera, so I mean, I'll have you know.
That's where people are into it.
I've got lots of stories. I've got to go now.
Bye. You do come again. Okay, I should really talk with a Turkish accent. Because normally I talk with like a Seattle accent. No, okay. Have you guys ever heard Turkish accent? I mean, my accent is Turkish.
I had people from Erasmus in my dormitory.
Yeah, you know, I was an Erasmus student in Poland too.
In Wrocław or where?
In Bydgoszcz.
Oh,
beautiful city.
They have a university?
First Ravenclaw and then this? You are asking for a fight.
I'm so sorry. do some no.
I don't care if you're a vampire. There are ways to kill vampires too.
Can you do a Turkish accent, please?
Come on. I just straight up started speaking Turkish. I don't know. Normally, I try to tone down my accent, but I will try to speak with a Turkish accent now. I don't know if it's any different, but that's how we would speak in Turkish. Do you see any difference? No, I don't think there's any difference.
It was slower.
No, not really. That's just I was like watching over my words. Yeah. I can speak Turkish.
Can you actually? Yes. Can you like introduce like Shayeti or something like to the Turkish audience?
Of course.
Please, thank you.
So I'll keep the Shayeti name in English though.
Okay.
Herkese merhabalar. Türk izleyiciler. Şayeti Show'una hoş geldiniz. Bugün show'da Mateas ve Paul ile birlikte show'larında ne yapıyorlar onlardan konuşuyoruz. Bana karakterlerini tanıtıyorlar. Ve ben de her şeyi anlamaya çalışıyorum. What I said was...
Yeah.
so before I explain, what I said was, hello everyone to the Turkish viewers. Today I'm here with Paul and Mateas, and what they're doing is they're introducing their characters to me, and I'm trying to get a grasp of everything. That's what I said. But I really want to hear, what do you think Turkish sounds like? I want you to do like a Turkish impression, if you
Oh my goodness. It's bad enough that the comedy is...
It can be gibberish, but hey, both of you are in the creative process of like, so you can come up with something.
I don't want to get cancelled by my Turkish fan. Which is probably you. So.
You're not going to get cancelled. Okay. Unlike some others, I'm not looking for drama.
I don't know where to start with. I don't know enough
Just
about
like some gibberish.
No, it's not gibberish, but it's super fast language that, you never know where the one word ends and another one started, because it's so flowy that you can just say, oh, this sentence was 8 words, not 2.
If I were to do like a Polish impression,
Oh, dear.
I would go like Sretraporto Toporoszki, Niczokeniak, Antropodezyczny, Stretratopoczyn.
How do I do it?
So there's a lot of that sound.
How do I do it?
I've got was pierogi.
How do I do it when I do?
Pierożki.
I've done bad Polish, haven't I?
So the Polish, the key thing is to mix in some real words that you know. And then just repeat the same sounds. Like Stretratopoczki, uwaga, Natrotopolskie DD 125.
Not even that big.
It works.
That sounded quite
25, okay.
That sounded quite convincing to me. I am very
disrespectful.
I'm very
disrespectful. I have a funny memory. I was like, that was my first time in a supermarket in Poland. And there was the lady who told me how much money I needed to pay. I swear the only thing that I heard was the sh sound. So she was like, so I just had a bunch of coins. I held it up and let her pick whatever she wanted.
Because
like old lady. Old lady does this.
I try and have as many. I totally embrace my international heritage with this podcast. I love having lots of people from all over the world because I'm totally ashamed of my country since Brexit and before Brexit. So the more international I can be, the better. So if you hear the title music, I used to have like people saying the number of the episode and more recently, I've had French voices. I've had Mateus. I've had Gianluca in Italy. So
I want to be in too.
Yeah, well, we can do that. We can do that in a second at the end of this. I'll just tell you what numbers I need. But it's already.
So what are people saying? Like, are they all dissing each other in their own language?
Well, they're mainly saying.
Mateus bana bunları dedi. O hiç iyi bir karakter değil. So you hear the name, but you don't know what they're saying.
Well, I do try and I always ask. I did an episode with Gianluca in Italy where I had supposedly been told that this was a really brilliant man who had been made stupid by listening to the Shy Life podcast. And basically, I said to Gianluca, say something intelligent, say something really stupid, and say some stuff in Italian as well. So we've got some Italian, and
so just said one sentence in Italian that covered everything.
Well, he did the recordings, but he didn't have to do a lot more than that. But it turned out that it was the wrong way round. This was a stupid man who became made intelligent by the Shy Life podcast. But it was believe it or not, it's
yeah.
But
I'm still waiting for Matthias's impression though.
I don't know enough about.
Well, so I need to tell something in Polish?
No, in Turkish. Sorry for the short pause. He was just drinking some blood.
No way, it's not going to happen. My tongue won't stand it.
I'll do some research.
I would just speed my.
No, the fun of it is that you haven't done any research.
I went out with,
but I'm sure like you haven't heard much Turkish, have you?
I'm not even good with any languages. I'm super surprised. I'm so fluent with English.
I went out with a Cypriot guy. That's about as close as I've got to Turkey, but and that was nearly 15 years ago. So I can't even.
I think there are Turkish people in England, in London.
I'm sure there are.
They are everywhere.
That's true.
just like the Polish.
Because Turkey is not really a good place to live in.
Well, like Poland, you can find us everywhere too.
So. I think another offensive thing to my own country is that I kind of decided that I don't need to make any new British friends. I know enough British people. I want to make friends from other countries, and I want to learn different things about. That's more fun to me than I.
That's true. One person, one culture, they say.
Yeah, once I move there, he's not going to be my friend because he don't want British people and they're going to be a British person.
Well, you won't become.
There are a lot of Polish people in Britain too.
You won't turn into a British person. You won't suddenly walk in the door and start speaking like this, for goodness sake.
Oh, that sounds sexy.
Bloody hell! Bloody hell!
I'm wet in my pants now. It's just...
This show's got so racy. We're doing Shy Life podcast after dark.
I'm sorry.
On Patreon only.
I'm sorry, but we all know that I'm not actually sorry.
I don't want you to be sorry. Well, I can give you 10. I'll give you 10 numbers to get you started. If you can just say 751, 752, and do about 10 numbers, we'll be quiet whilst you do that.
I'm sorry. Come again. So I was adoring myself in the camera.
That's understandable. You say 751, 752.
Is this going to be episode 751?
Oh, I don't yet know because no, it won't be but it'll be somewhere between soon after that, yeah. But yeah, if you just set, well, what Mateus does is say like 751, and then he'd say it in Polish 752. Then if you could do that. So you say it in English and then say it in Turkish.
Okay, 751 and then 751.
Yeah. If you do that and do about 10 of them, that'll give me 10 to start with until we record again.
Okay, so like, do you want me to go like 1
Not
blah blah 2
now.
blah blah?
You can just record it then.
No, you can do it. I don't mind. You can do it. You can do it now and then next time.
Whenever he's good.
I can do that in Polish as well. Like, I learned numbers in Polish.
I've already got the Polish.
What was the first one? Jeden?
You want to steal my gig?
No,
I just want to practice my internationality because I'm a Ravenclaw. If you're
meet me after garage.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
And don't bring the shard.
I love conspicuous offers like that. I love being.
He's so butch.
No, I want to test it. So it's jeden, dwa, or dwa, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? There you go.
Even pronunciation is very good.
Thank you. I had good teachers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you could do 751 till about 760 in both English and Turkish.
So 1, 2, 1 is bir.
Well, no, we need 751.
751. I said like 751.
Yeah, but I was talking over you, so we want you to be center stage. So we'll keep quiet.
Okay. 751, 751, and 752, 752, 754, 754, 753. Sorry, I don't know numbers. I don't know how they work.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it later. I promise. I'll do it later.
It's fine.
I feel so warm.
It's fine, and we're staring at you.
I'm still trying to recover from Matthias's conspicuous offer to meet at the garage after the recording. Only my heart is beating out of my chest. My legs are shaking, senpai.
I'll take my Voldemort's wand.
I just realized that we have dressed like Power Rangers.
Yeah,
like as the Red Ranger, I'm the Yellow Ranger. There goes as the bisexual one.
And they even have Green Ranger armor.
Yeah, and
like in the original.
Blue Shy Yeti is the Blue Ranger.
Where are the glasses?
And a black headphone. I have the white one, so.
I'm going to have to go in a moment because I have to start recording another podcast at 2:00 my time.
Busy man.
And then I've got my shop. Then the home. I completely kind of, because of Christmas. I have to think, what day of the week is it? It's like it feels. I don't know what day it feels like now. I think
It's Walter's Day.
Yeah, always.
Metaphor Fantasia reference. Matthias?
What day?
Walter's Day.
What is this? I'm not that far in the game.
Like in the game, there are no normal days.
Really?
Like Walter... you didn't notice? Oh my god!
I didn't record.
I can't with this kid. Like I'm going to start an argument, but on the next episode.
I think I played like 4 or 5 hours, and it's annoying because I'm playing on TV and the lettering is so small I can't read anything, and it's super exhausting. And also, the game is so ugly.
I don't care. I'm done with the excuses.
Bring me back Persona.
We're going to be cut off in 1 minute.
We're going to cut it.
We'll be playing nice now. We're going to get cut off in 1 minute. So it's been lovely to record with you both, and I look forward to doing it again.
I'm so sorry that I couldn't say the last thing. I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Anyway, I'll talk to you both later, but I've got to say goodbye and thank you.
Bye. Hugs and kisses.
Bye. See you next time.
And we thank you to Matthias for reuniting.
No problem.
Good boy.
Lost friends reunited.
To you both.
Go Bears.
I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that.
What the hell just happened on this show? I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost. What's going on? What happened?
Man, was that worth it or not? Oh my goodness, that was a darling little shoe. Whoa, I love that one. Great show, Paul. Yeah, that was a good shoe.
How is it really done?
You can always call me.
Oh, everyone's a critic.
Oi, that's your lot.
7. Why can't I count? 758. 758.
Et voilà.
Okay, stopping recording now.